Drinking the wrong type of coffee, the hidden culprit behind declining health after 60. Many older adults often believe that deteriorating health, such as fatigue, high cholesterol, increased blood pressure, or insulin resistance, is simply a natural part of aging. However, a rarely suspected factor is quietly contributing to this decline: decades-long habits of drinking the wrong type of coffee. Among the popular types of coffee today, 3-in-1 coffee is favored by many for its convenience, pleasant aroma, and easy taste. However, it is also the type of coffee that carries many health risks, especially for middle-aged and elderly individuals. The main ingredients of 3-in-1 coffee are refined sugar and synthetic creamer, an unhealthy fat, trans fat, that can increase blood lipids and lead to the accumulation of bad fats in the liver and blood vessels. Therefore, even if you maintain a healthy diet and regularly supplement calcium or vitamins, continuing the daily habit of drinking 3-in-1 coffee causes the body to silently accumulate inflammatory factors, disrupt blood sugar regulation, and impair metabolism. Over time, this leads to persistent fatigue, reduced stamina, and increased risk of chronic diseases. In reality, it's not old age that weakens you, but rather a harmful lifestyle that gradually breaks the body down. Choosing the type of coffee that suits your physical condition and age plays a crucial role. Coffee itself isn't the problem. The problem lies in choosing the wrong kind and consuming it for too long without realizing the cumulative effects. Thus, if you are entering your 60s or beyond, it's time to reassess your daily coffee habit. Switching from 3-in-1 to more natural options with less sugar and no synthetic fats is a small change that can make a big difference in your long-term health. Still have weak bones despite taking calcium? Is the problem in your morning cup of coffee? You regularly take calcium, eat a balanced diet, exercise mode. Greatly, yet still feel that your bones and joints are weakening, your body is tired, and you're more prone to aches and pains. The cause may not be in the amount of calcium you consume, but rather in the type of coffee you drink each day, especially 3-in-1 coffee. 3-in-1 coffee, with its sweet aromatic flavor and convenience, has become a hard-to-quit habit for many middle-aged and elderly individuals. But few people realize that this tasty coffee contains trans fat, hydrogenated fat, and refined sugar, two components that can silently but seriously harm health. Trans fat not only increases blood lipids and clogs arteries, but also triggers inflammatory responses in the body. When the body is constantly in a state of chronic inflammation, the ability to absorb minerals, including calcium, is significantly reduced. This causes bones and joints to weaken over time, even if you continue to supplement adequate calcium. Moreover, the high sugar content in 3-in-1 coffee contributes to insulin resistance, a factor that disrupts metabolism and easily leads to fatty liver. As a result, the body's ability to synthesize and distribute nutrients to muscles and joints is further negatively affected. In other words, no matter how diligently you supplement calcium, if your body is fighting off mild toxins every day from what seems like a harmless cup of coffee, the results will never be as expected. In fact, over time, you may face risks of arthritis, osteoporosis, and a declining quality of life. Therefore, instead of focusing on adding more nutrients, start by eliminating the silent, harmful factors, including the daily habit of drinking 3-in-1 coffee. This is a simple yet important step to protect your joints and overall health. 3 types of coffee. Choose the right one for your health after 60. Coffee is a familiar beverage for millions of people, especially the elderly, not only to stay alert, but also as part of their daily routine. But what few notice is this: not all types of coffee are good for your health, especially after 60, where metabolism and immunity begin to decline. Many people wonder, I drink coffee every day, so why am I still tired, have weak bones, fatty liver, or poor heart health? The answer lies in the type of coffee you choose. Below are 3 popular types of coffee and the health truths behind each one. Type 1, 3-in-1 coffee with sugar plus synthetic creamer. This is the most common type of coffee found in homes, offices, and street vendors. The reason is simple: convenient, quick, easy to drink, and requires no complicated equipment. However, behind the sweet, creamy taste lies a series of health risks. Main ingredients: refined white sugar. High content causes rapid spikes in blood sugar. Synthetic creamer often contains trans fat, an extremely harmful type of fat that has been banned or restricted in many developed countries. It also includes additives and artificial flavorings. These ingredients have serious health effects. Trans fat increases LDL, bad cholesterol, and reduces HDL, good cholesterol, leading to a blood lipid imbalance that raises the risk of atherosclerosis and heart disease. It causes insulin resistance, which reduces the body's ability to metabolize blood sugar and easily leads to type 2 diabetes. It also contributes to fat accumulation in the liver, causing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and impairing the liver's detoxification functions. Additionally, many artificial additives and preservatives can lead to digestive disorders. Many people believe that drinking sugar-free 3-in-1 is safer, but in fact, artificial sweeteners such as aspartame and sucralose can lower metabolic rate, stimulate sweet cravings, and disrupt the gut microbiota, a core factor affecting immune function and mood regulation. Therefore, 3-in-1 coffee is a type that should be minimized, especially for people over 60 with conditions like high blood lipids, high blood pressure, diabetes, or liver issues. Instant coffee differs from 3-in-1 in that it does not contain added sugar or creamer. It is extracted coffee that has been dried into powder or small granules and can be consumed simply by adding hot water. This type of coffee is convenient and time-saving. It contains less caffeine than brewed coffee, around 30 to 90 milligrams per cup, compared to 95 to 200 milligrams in brewed varieties, making it more suitable for older adults or people who have trouble sleeping. Some instant coffees contain no additives and retain compounds like polyphenols and chlorogenic acid, which are beneficial for heart health, offer antioxidant support, and help regulate blood sugar. However, the quality of instant coffee varies greatly depending on the brand. Many low-cost products are mixed with fillers, additives, and colorings. Additionally, the industrial processing used in making instant coffee can reduce some of its beneficial bioactive compounds compared to pure coffee. For these reasons, instant coffee is an acceptable choice for those needing convenience. But it's important to choose products with minimal ingredients and no artificial additives or sweeteners from reputable brands. Brewed coffee is generally considered the healthiest type if the brewing method and bean type are selected appropriately. This coffee is typically pure and free of additives, made from ground roasted beans and prepared using methods such as a filter, espresso machine, French press, or pour over. Brewed coffee is generally divided into two types. Deep roasted coffee has a dark brown color, a strong aroma, and moderate bitterness. It contains less acid and caffeine because these compounds are broken down during high-temperature roasting. This makes it beneficial for people with sensitive stomachs or those prone to gastric issues or caffeine sensitivity. It also helps increase antioxidant capacity, supports weight loss, and is ideal for people needing to manage their weight and blood lipids. On the other hand, light roasted coffee has a lighter color, a slightly sour taste, and a more complex aroma. It is rich in chlorogenic acid, a powerful antioxidant that reduces inflammation, stabilizes blood sugar, and improves cardiovascular health. However, its higher caffeine content can cause jitters or insomnia if consumed in excess or later in the day. Light roasted coffee is best suited for those managing blood sugar, liver, and heart health who are not overly sensitive to caffeine. Overall benefits of pure ground coffee: it contains no sugar, no trans fat, and is fully under your control when brewing. If roasted and brewed correctly, it contains more than 1,000 beneficial bioactive compounds. It can help reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, support liver detoxification, and reduce liver enzymes, stabilize blood sugar and cholesterol levels, and improve mood and alertness. In short, if possible, pure ground coffee is the top choice. Just choose the right roast that suits your physical condition and avoid consuming it after 2 p.m. if you have trouble sleeping. Conclusion. Although all are coffee, each type has a very different impact on health. After age 60, health is the most valuable asset. Be someone who understands coffee, not to be trendy, but to live longer and healthier. The best suggestion is to drink pure dark roasted coffee without sugar in the morning after a light meal, combined with a healthy lifestyle. That is what truly qualifies as coffee for health. Who is suited for which type of coffee? Not everyone should drink the same kind of coffee. Each type of coffee has unique ingredients and characteristics that are suitable for different bodies, conditions, ages, and health goals. Below is a guide to choosing coffee based on individual needs. 3-in-1 coffee. This is the most popular pre-mixed coffee type with a sweet taste and convenience. It typically contains instant coffee, sugar, and synthetic creamer. Because it contains a lot of sugar and unhealthy fats, it should only be consumed occasionally and in small amounts. It is suitable for people without underlying conditions such as diabetes, fatty liver, or heart disease. Older adults who enjoy sweetness and convenience can use it occasionally, but it should not be a daily beverage. Instant coffee. It contains a moderate amount of caffeine, is easy to brew, and is not too bitter. This is a reasonable choice for those who need light alertness but are prone to insomnia with strong coffee. People sensitive to caffeine doing mental work or wanting light alertness without affecting sleep should choose this type. Additionally, it retains a small amount of beneficial antioxidants. Dark roasted coffee, deep roasted. This type is thoroughly roasted, has a strong flavor, low acidity, and less caffeine than light roast. It is very suitable for those looking to lose weight, are on a weight-controlled diet, or have a sensitive stomach. Moreover, dark roast helps activate natural antioxidants and supports fat metabolism. Light roasted coffee, rich in chlorogenic acid, a natural anti-inflammatory that helps regulate blood sugar and protect cardiovascular health. This type offers the most nutritional benefits, but also contains more caffeine. It is suitable for people accustomed to strong coffee, tolerant of bitterness, and seeking long-term health benefits. 5. Guide to healthy coffee consumption after age 60. Coffee can be a good friend or a silent threat, depending on how you choose and consume it daily. After age 60, using coffee properly not only helps with alertness, but also supports weight, blood sugar, blood pressure, and sleep regulation. Below are a few simple principles to consume coffee healthily. Gradually reduce. 3-in-1 coffee. If you are still drinking this pre-mixed coffee, start reducing your intake. 3-in-1 contains lots of sugar and unhealthy fats, which can cause inflammation, increase liver fat, and insulin resistance if used long-term. If you still want a similar taste, you can mix your own instant coffee with a bit of low-fat milk, unsweetened soy milk, and a very small amount of raw sugar. Prioritize instant coffee. This is a good choice if you need convenience and want to control caffeine intake so it doesn't affect sleep. With moderate caffeine and quick preparation, instant coffee suits older adults who like to drink in the early morning or midday. Choose dark roasted coffee. If your goal is to control weight, reduce belly fat, or stimulate metabolism, then dark roasted coffee is a wise choice. This type has lower acidity and caffeine while activating natural oxidation processes, which is good for heart and stomach health. So light roasted coffee properly. Light roast is rich in anti-inflammatory nutrients, beneficial for the heart and blood sugar, but it also contains more caffeine. Drink it in the morning, avoid afternoons or evenings, and ideally consume it with protein, like eggs, nuts, milk, to avoid shakiness, blood sugar drops, or hot flashes. Conclusion: drinking coffee the right way. Small investment, big health return. Coffee itself is not to blame. The problem lies in how we choose and consume it daily. Many people unintentionally harm their health just by choosing the wrong type of coffee, too sweet, full of synthetic creamers, or drinking at the wrong time. These habits over time can increase blood sugar, disrupt lipid levels, cause insomnia, and weaken liver and heart functions. What matters is not whether the coffee is expensive or popular. What matters is whether it suits your body, age, and health goals. Need light alertness and good sleep? Choose simple instant coffee with low caffeine.
Want to manage weight? Dark roasted coffee is a wise choice.
Want extra anti-inflammatory nutrients? You can drink light roasted coffee, but in small amounts and at the right time. If there is an older adult in your home who drinks coffee daily, now is the time to reassess this habit, because choosing the right type of coffee and consuming it correctly not only keeps the mind sharp, but is also a simple way to protect bones, the heart, and blood sugar over the years. Let every morning cup of coffee be more than a habit. Let it be an investment in long-term health.